I am waiting for our responses. Welcome, Joshua. I'm waiting for others. Where are we? Today is going to be a great day, and we can't afford to miss it. You don't even want to miss it. Nehemiah, you're welcome. Good evening. How was your day? Welcome, David. Good evening. Kabirat, good evening. Welcome. I'm waiting. How are you doing today? How has your day been? Nehemiah, your day was great. Thank you. Welcome, Joshua. We have two Joshua in the house. You're welcome. Good evening to you too. I'm glad we all had a great day. Mine was great too. And my day was more exciting because I know I'll be here tonight. I know there is great transformation that is going to happen to me this night. So I had a great day as well. You're all welcome. I believe we are all prepared for tonight. I believe we came with our jotters, we came with our minds opened and willing to learn. We came with our experiences. I told us yesterday that we'll be given the opportunity to come up and share your experience with us. We want to learn from every one of us. And I hope you came prepared this evening. I'll be calling our founder very soon so that she can come on the stage to bring in our speaker. I want you to participate 100%. Bring in the energy, bring in the vibe, open your hearts, and be ready to get more. Be ready to top it all. What you have been getting since 2 days now. Be ready to get the overall best this night. And I believe that we all are going to cooperate and we are all going to participate in this event. It's my absolute pleasure to call on our founder, the person who made this possible for every one of us to be at this event. Please welcome her to the stage with her clapping emoji, Mary Okosi. Please bring her on with your clapping emoji. I want to see her reaction. Bring it on, bring it on. Yes. Welcome her on stage with me. I can't see our emoji. You are welcome. We can't hear you. Can you hear our founder? Can somebody tell me? Can you hear her?
Okay. If you can see me, type in C. Sorry about that. Type in C. Type in C. S-E-E. If you can see me, type C. Okay, amazing. One more. Oh my God. One more person. Anyone else? One more, and I start. We have different activities for today. Amazing session today. Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of the MindForge Leadership Boot Camp. It's been an awesome ride, right from day 1 to day 2 to day 3. And I am so excited about what you're going to experience. I am so excited. Day 1 was hot. Like I said yesterday, day 2 was hotter. Day 3, which is today, is going to be the hottest. So while you are here, I want you to be focused. While you are here, I want you to prepare your mind. While you are here, I want you to get your mind ready. Get your pen, your jotter. Don't just attend. Learn, because we are forging leaders and you are a leader. So leaders are open to learning. Leaders are open to learning. So get your mind set. Get your pen and paper set. Okay? Our speaker is going to soon join us live. So we're going to wait a bit for him. While that is happening, I'd like you to learn one important thing. And that is every leader has a clear sense of purpose. You cannot say you are a leader without knowing why you are on earth, why you were born. You were not born by mistake, no matter the circumstance. So every leader must have a sense of purpose. It is purpose that makes you different, not your looks, not even the knowledge, really. It is your purpose. This pen, if I hold up this pen, to some, it is a writing tool. You can write with it. To some, it is a drawing tool. You can draw with it, you can sketch with it. Yet to some, again, it is a weapon. Now, you can decide to use this pen depending on the purpose you have decided to craft for it in your head. And this is going to lead me to saying purpose as usage. How you use your life is your purpose. So how are you currently using your life? If I hand over this pen to you and you use it to stab somebody, to you, you have crafted a use for this pen. And that use has served a purpose, which is to cause death to somebody else, which is to cause harm to somebody else. So if your purpose is not aligned with the future you crafted for yourself, the leadership sense you have envisioned for yourself, then you must check how you're using your life. Because purpose is about how you use your life. So how do you use your life? Everything has a purpose. And to some, they will say, I haven't discovered purpose. I haven't discovered purpose. I don't even know. Now, let me tell you this again. Besides usage, how you use your life, there is one more thing you need to know. Purpose is not fixed. You are waiting for our speaker, so get ready. Purpose is not fixed. What this means is that what you think is your purpose now is what you assume you can do or you can use yourself to do because of your current reality. So let's say you're living in a rural area where there's no electricity. Don't lie, you've never seen light. You don't even know if there's something called electricity. Will you ever dream of being an electrical engineer? I doubt it very much. But imagine that you are in a city where there is 24 hours electricity supply. You've never seen light blink, let alone go off. Would you have the tendency of dreaming to become an electrical engineer? Yes, very much. So what does this teach you about purpose? You have to check your current realities and see how you are using your life based on your current realities. You have to check what you are currently experiencing and see how it is dictating to your life. And that is why you need exposure to make purpose better. Get exposed. If you have the means, travel, experience other places, read, get access to information online. It is free. So that when you are, even if you are in a place, in a physical place that doesn't boost your purpose, you would know that your mental state, your mind is seen beyond your physical state. I hope someone is getting from it. So your purpose is about how you use your life, and how you use your life is heavily dependent on your current realities. If your current reality is not showing what you want to be, then you need to find what? You need to find exposure. You need to be exposed. You need to expand your mind. You need to expand your reach so that you can find purpose and you can be glad that you have found what gives you meaning in life. Okay. And I would love to say welcome once again to everybody. There's some of us here who have been here since day one. I know the names. Day one, you've been here. Day two, you've been here. Day three, you've been here. Engaging in the comment section, adding value to yourself. You are not here by mistake. You are here for a purpose. And like with the theme of this event, shaping bold, self-aware leaders, we are so certain that after this boot camp, you'll not only be bold, you'll be self-aware. And that is going to gear you up for the future that you dream of. Thank you so much. I'm going to be handing over to the host now. So she'll take us on a very brief drill while we await our speaker. Welcome once again. And before I hand over, if you know you are not yet in our channel, ensure that you check the description box here on YouTube. You see the link there. Join. This channel is going to be giving you access to exclusive opportunities, job opportunities, scholarship updates, webinars that are going to help your career, help your mental state, and a lot more that we're going to be discussing in the channel from next week. So use the link in the description box to, okay, our speaker is here. Use the link in the description box to join the channel, and we are going to make the best of your time. All right, we have our speaker here. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Sir Ayo Akonde permits me to welcome my leader, my papa, my phenomenal leader. You don't know how happy I am, because I know that if he's here, you're not going to live here ordinarily. This is fire, okay? So you must be ready to quaff. So you're welcome, sir. We can see you. Permits me to welcome Sir Ayo Akonde, popularly and fondly called Global Mentor. He is a youth empowerment leader, and he's doing massive work in Nigeria, training youth, gearing up their minds for the best. In fact, yesterday there was a very awesome event that was held in Ekiti State to gear up youth and build their innovative minds. So he is my own leader, and he is your leader, because he's going to come here and blow our minds. Like I said, if you are here, just know that you're not living empty-handed. You're not living the same. You're going to be rugged, okay? You're going to be rugged. Welcome so much, sir. I'm so happy to see you.
Happy
I'm
to
so
be.
excited to see you.
Well done. Great work you're doing. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Is it very clear? Is it very
Not
clear?
very loud, sir.
Oh, okay. So maybe let me move closer. Is it a lot better now?
Yes, a bit
It
better.
just a bit better. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Maybe I'll just have to project. It's an honor to be here. Am I starting now, or you give me about a few minutes? Let me just
Yes,
go
sir. You
ahead.
have the stage.
I'm starting right now. Okay, so good evening, everybody. I want to apologize. Yesterday was one of those days I was actually thankful to God ended. I acknowledge the organizers and everyone who is a part of this engagement. Thank you so much, Speak and Thrive, who I have followed your journey. Quite interesting what you're doing and the force that you bring to what you're doing. It's different, it's unique, and I acknowledge it. I celebrate it. This is from my heart. You're doing very, very well. And I want to also encourage you to continue in that path, because there is so much promise in this journey. Thank you for all that you do, and thank you for bringing me to speak to this fantastic group of people. And I'll say happy weekend to everyone who's part of this class. I am grateful and honored to be speaking to you, because you guys are very, very important. And I want to just quickly share with you a few thoughts. I'm sorry I didn't do a presentation. Not because I didn't want to, but I just felt it's best to be able to speak to you from my heart. Kindly confirm if you can also hear me loud and clear so that I'm not speaking to myself. Or if I need to project more, please let me know. Can you hear me loud and clear, please? Can anyone hear me loud and clear? Okay, so let me assume that you can hear me loud and clear. And my first thought, or my opening thought would be that every leader has a scar. Every leader has a scar, whether visible or invisible, most times invincible, sometimes very visible. But the truth is, our scars are our stars, and they are not just reminders of pain, they are also maps that point us to purpose. They show us where we are going to, right? And I would like to establish this fact that pain is not just an interruption, it's also an invitation, right? If you experience pain as a person, there's something that you probably were looking for that made you experience it, which is, of course, an invitation to an intriguing journey. And so today I will be speaking to you very briefly. I'm not a man that likes to speak for long, maybe write for long, yes, but not to speak for long. The top topic that I've been given today is from setback to spark, using pain to fuel your purpose, right? From using your pain to fuel your purpose. I think that the organizer also understands me a lot. I'm thinking that that's what informed the topic, because I'm a man of many scars. I'm a man that has been refined by pain, right? I'm going to ask a question, you a question. You don't necessarily have to reply me right now. It's a rhetorical question. What if your biggest setback is not your enemy, but the raw material for your greatness? And I'll tell you, something happened to me yesterday. This is a practical example of what I experienced yesterday. So I'll give you a few things that happened yesterday. So I woke up very early. Yesterday being like a typical day, but yesterday was packed. Woke up very early, set out with my family, right? And so we had to move our business side from a new place to from an old place to a new place. So I had to supervise that and get that done. We did that. Bear in mind that it already had been a very tumultuous week, meaning that the week had been full of a lot of stressing activity, most times not even having enough rest. But so it culminated till Friday. So I helped very early in the day. I'm talking from like about 7 and 8, to 9. Helped move a few stuff. I had to leave that place and go to the office, where I was also coordinating the closing ceremony of a project that I was handling in partnership with the state government, one of the ministries, to shut that down with kids, right? And I held that up until about 3 o'clock, and I went into a very mentally straining management meeting. And guess what? I had my own mentorship meeting slated for 4 p.m. I ran away from that meeting, went into my mentorship class at that time, and I was absolutely stretched to the limit. So let me take you through the journey, the stress and the pain of that journey. Lifting things, I know that you all understand what it comes with, what comes with movement. You're lifting everything, you're lifting heavy machines. I've done that very early. I had to stand all through, speak all through from that time up until about 3 o'clock, handling kids, their energy, their noise, and all of that, of course. And then went into another meeting, mentally tasking meeting, right? And then I had a group of young persons who wanted to draw wisdom, knowledge, and energy, foresight from me from 4 up until close of day, right? I was stretched, and I was supposed to be speaking to you by 8:30 thereabout yesterday, but because of that, I couldn't come. So it was stressful and painful. I mean, my body felt pain, my back felt pain, my head felt pain, aches, my mind was stressed and stretched. However, if you ask me what was my smoothest day, it would be yesterday. If you asked me what was my smoothest day this week, it will be yesterday. And I figured out, I remember that I was having a conversation towards the end of the day about 7 o'clock with one of the mentees that came for the event. And then he told me, and I mean, while he was speaking to me, I was speaking to myself because I was feeling so much pain. And I was asking myself, why don't I feel so much stress anymore? And why do I have the energy to continue? How do I have the energy to keep continuing all these things that I keep doing, right? I know that the ordinary person will not, and I'm saying this because I know, will not be able to undertake such tedious tasks all through the day. I have worked with people, I've had assistants that have shut down after a few hours of standing and speaking. They didn't even speak. I was the one, but they experienced it. And so they're fucked out. I've worked with people like that. So I know that it's not a regular routine for everybody. And trust me, let me tell you something very quickly, and you can mark it. By the grace of God, be very close to leaders. And what I can tell you is they have immense level of strength. Forget that they use drugs, forget that they use supplements or medicine, right? And I'm very careful with my words. I mean drugs, then medicine, some use supplements also. Forget that fact. These leaders are strong people. I mean, I've worked with leaders who will meet with people back to back, have conversations, mentally draining. I don't know if you understand what it means to run an economy, a fragment of an economy in Nigeria. For instance, a governor, an economy of a state in Nigeria, right? We operate economically by economic standard, a mixed economy in Nigeria. And so in a mixed economy, we have a governor who has a chunk, tiny chunk of that economy to run in Nigeria. And so you have to make laws, policies, you have to make bills, you have to meet with people, meet the needs of people, in that you don't want to know how mentally draining it is. That's why a lot of people come to leadership and they shrink, they change literally. If they don't, if their face doesn't change or they don't go lean, you see them having multiple gray hairs more than ever before, right? It takes a lot from you, right? Leadership takes a lot from you. And I've seen these people who are able to sustain themselves in pain, stand for hours, walk for hours, work for hours also, you know, till late in the night when you're snoring. As a matter of fact, let me also very quickly share this, that the whole idea of having meetings in the midnight is not because they want to cut people out of the meetings. No, it's because maybe it's that time that the governor or that senator or that lawyer or that president is able to have time away from attending to people's needs. It's usually that time. As a matter of fact, it's usually that time that you can get their attention 100%. That's why the biggest decisions are made in the night, not because they are cultists, not because they are evil people, not because they don't want women to be a part of decision making. No, that's usually fragment. Most of the time, it's because that's the time they are available to attend to important and cogent matters, right? And people have left them, their oddlies have gone home, their family members, everybody settled, nobody wants to see them with a file, nobody wants that. And trust me, this thing comes with pain. Leadership is a painful thing to bear. In case you've not written anything at all, leadership is a painful thing to bear. And let me quickly use this metaphor. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is refined in fire. Leaders are only forged in adversity. And that's the plain truth. If you want life to be smooth for you, if you want things to go well for you, I'm not saying wish yourself bad. What I'm simply saying, memories, Facebook has memories. In case you don't know, Facebook has, that's one of the most important features for me, right? Memories. I see what I wrote 5 years ago. I see what I wrote on Facebook 12 years ago. And that's why I like to always encourage people to take good care of, to be responsible with their social media usage. Very important. I say the things I wrote 13 years ago. I say the things I wrote 14 years ago. I say the things I wrote 15 years ago on Facebook. And the truth is, I am inspired. What I am right now is a function of the things that are determined I will be. And I see the proof because sometimes I even post it. I said 10 years ago I posted this, and today I'm here, right? So document your journey. Another practical key is find your tribe. It's very important that you learn to find your tribe, especially when you're going through a painful phase. Healing and direction often comes faster in a community of people that you can share, you're confident, you're at home with, and you're able to share your pains and you're safe. Safety is a huge gift in this generation because you never can tell what you will say and you'll be trending online without your knowledge. So you need to find a safe and secure community where you are able to share. One of the secrets that help you in your painful process is that when you're able to share your story, when you tell your story, not necessarily people will now say, "Hey, yeah," and empathizing. The fact that you're able to even share your story at all just brings some level of dimension of healing to you. And lastly, turn your test into a testimony. Share your story to help others break through. And this is the inspiration behind my writing every day, because I don't write because I don't share my story because I just want to share it. I know that sometimes it can help someone break free and get better, right? And here is my closing note, right? Pain positions you to lead authentically, right? Because people trust leaders who have been there. What pain does to you is to put you there in people's shoes. And as leaders, let me say this boldly, loud and clear. We need more leaders who have been in people's shoes, not people who have never been there. One, we need more leaders who remember where they're coming from, not people who have had so much years in riches that they've forgotten what it means to be poor, right? We need more leaders who are, and I'm not saying they should be broke today, rich tomorrow. I'm saying people who are very deliberate about their growth. There is a process to it. And pain is one ingredient, important ingredient in the process of leadership, right? I'm bringing my thoughts to a close, and I want to challenge you today. Don't just be a leader with titles, be a leader with scars, because scars prove you survived, and survival gives you what? Authority. That's why some people, I mean, the authority that people, even in the spiritual realm, authority comes with scars. I'll tell you this quick story. While as an undergraduate, I had several encounters with cultists. I remember this one encounter and I can never forget. So this guy walks up to me, you know, stands in front of me, and then I see all in his head. There's a huge scar. You can tell that it's either been axed, right, or cut, right? And then you can see stitch, this place stitched. You could see stitched with his voice, rustic voice. I'll say it in Yoruba like he did. Awa tiwati bàjẹ́ I can why anytime about tiẹ̀ Jenny. Meaning people like us, our own don't spoil. We define person where we go spoil it on. I have never felt that kind of fear that I felt standing in front of him. You know why I was scared? I'm usually not scared of cultists. I was scared because I saw his scars and it was not bluffing. I saw the authority he bore in himself. And that's what scars do to you. So don't just be a leader with titles. If you want life to be smooth for you, everything, you won't know when someone comes crying, kneeling, and begging you, please help me. You will feel you're just demeaning yourself. Nothing should ever make you do that. If you've never been in that position, you will not appreciate it, right? And that's why scars help you become better leaders, right? So I'll leave you with this final thought. Your pain is not pointless, it is a platform. Don't just endure it, right? Employ it. Use your pain to grow yourself. Don't just suffer it, serve with pain. Because when your pain becomes purpose, you stop being a victim and start being a voice. Thank you very much for having me. I shared my pains, some of my story, and I hope this inspires you to be a greater leader. God bless you. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, sir. We are really grateful. Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation you have given to us from a place of experience, that we, instead of we dwelling on our pains and experiences, we should make use of them as a way to forge ahead. Check, what is the next thing for me to do? I don't need to sit and wail and seek for sympathy. What is the next step? How can I use this pain as opportunity to move to the next level in my life? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I want to see our responses. This came from a place of experience, not just something he wrote in a book and he was just reading for us. It came from what he has seen in his life. When he said we need leaders that has experienced pain, that knows what it is to be poor. Yes, I got that. Yes. When we get somebody that has the empathy, that has experienced what we have experienced, they know exactly what we need. And that is why we are here, building ourselves to be that leader that knows what people need. Yes, we know where to come in. We know the pain. We know the solution. Yes, I want to say thank you, sir. Can we appreciate him? We are very grateful, sir. We are open and believing in ourselves that when we look back to this event, we will remember that this very good Sir Ayo came to this event and he said something that really changed my life. He said something that I held on to, and this is how far I have come. I believe that's how it's going to be for myself and for every one of us present at this event. We are very grateful, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Please, this is time for question and answer. If you have any question for him, you can bring it on. Bring your questions on. Ask your questions now. Whatever you have in mind, whatever confusion you have, bring it now.
And let me quickly also say that the best way you can also get more out of me is when you ask questions. It's very important I share that. Right. So when you ask questions, I can speak more. Just like I said, I usually don't like to give lengthy because it's not in the volume. But when you ask questions, then you gain better clarity. So please do ask questions if you have them.
Thank you, sir. Please bring on your questions. Make good use of this time. Bring your question. We have a question here, sir. Is leadership possible without pain, or does the absence of pain leave us unprepared for the weight of people's struggles?
All right. See, let me say this because I mean, I get a lot of people who criticize the process that life brings to you. And I mean, I've had this conversation with deep thinkers as a critical thinking and situation analyst, critical thinking expert. We usually have deep thoughts, and I had a conversation about the place of your comfort zone. Nothing grows in your comfort zone. That conversation, and I've had really a lot of school of thoughts on it. Like sometimes nothing grows even without comfort, and a lot of things like that. But the truth is, you cannot lead without pain. I can show you several examples from, I'm a Christian, from the Bible, even from the Quran, several people who had to go through pain and sacrifices, right? It's not convenient to lead people. The most cumbersome group of creation or set of creation is human beings. We are layers of complications, and our complications stem down to the roof. And so, you know how many tribes exist in the world? And imagine you're the president of a nation. President of a nation that has over 350 tribes, right? So, and you expect that things will go smoothly, and you expect that pain will not happen to you, and you expect that you will just be able to identify with people from different backgrounds that way. See, what pain does for a leader is it reduces you to a point where you will never ever get to. You thought you would never ever get to. And then you're able to relate to the basest feeling, right? Why do you cry sometimes when you hear certain songs? You can relate with the pain in the voice. Why do you cry sometimes when you watch certain movies? You probably have been there. Empathy is not built through reading, it's built through experience, and most times, experience of pain. So, the universe will never trust you with handling people, with handling destinies, with handling policies, with handling human beings, right? Until you are being refined. And don't forget what I said. Diamond goes through a top process of refinement. Gold goes to fire. Do you know the degree of fire that gold goes through to be refined? And you want yourself, a human being, with all the complicated layers, to not go through fire. It's impossible. So the fire has nothing to do with whether you're from poor background or rich background. You know what they say about people from poor backgrounds? They say they usually have an energy to prosper because of the pain of where they're coming from, right? So pain is a motivation. Sometimes pain is a serious motivation. The fact that you experience something growing up and you will never want your child to experience it, you will also, right? And exactly for leadership, pain is essential to birthing a great leader. So I hope that I've answered your question on, is leadership possible without pain? No, leadership is not possible without pain. The reason why we have a lot of leadership disasters today is because we have accidental leaders. Accidental leaders are people who have not gone through a process to lead people. One, two, accidental leaders are people who never have felt the pain of an average man. Have you heard a leader say, I'm shocked that people live this way? You go to a slum, maybe for campaign and election, and you get there and you see people living in houses that don't have roof, that they don't have windows, right? They're probably sleeping on the bare floor covered by leaves. People still live like that till day. And you're wondering, I never thought people live this way. So you will make policies that are elitist. You will think everybody is fine. You will not think that hospital is supposed to be affordable because you think that if they got pregnant, then they should be able to care for themselves during pregnancy and even pay for delivery in the hospital. You will not know why the Ilea BAs, the traditional maternity homes, are thriving. You will not understand as a leader. You keep fighting them because you don't understand why people will choose to leave the hospital and go to all these people that pray and they keep putting oil on the pregnancy to give birth, and then there's complication, and then eventually go to the hospital. You will not understand that some people can't just afford it. They can't afford to eat once a day and they're pregnant. So pain reduces you to that level, and then you see, and then you're able to identify. So the best of leaders are people that pain have refined. So leadership without pain is disaster. Thank you. I see. Okay, so maybe I should just I'm seeing the questions. Why do leaders fail? Leaders fail because they forget the process, they forget where I come from, they forget the journey. That's why leaders fail, right? Leaders fail because all of a sudden they're clouded by exquisiteness, they are beclouded by lavishness, right? And that's the system. See, nations that thrive are nations that their leadership structure are simplified, right? I drive my car, or I have just one driver. Maybe I have one oddly, I don't need an extra escort or escorts. There's no complication around the system. those are nations that thrive. I'm sure you have seen maybe a UK British one time, UK British Prime Minister in a train, or you probably seen trending sometimes maybe an Indian Prime Minister driving his car or driving a bicycle, right? Nations of the world that have very simplified structures around leadership thrive. You know why? Because they remain as simple as possible. There is nobody waking them on with a horn and shouting and pouring flowers on the floor, right? They are simple people, right? And it's easy to get back to life that way after leadership you're done, especially for political positions, because you already, it's there. It didn't change. You're using the same line. You understand? You're using the same phone line. Nobody changed your phone line for you. You know, you still dress the same way. Your cap is not looking funny because you're trying to appeal to some people, right? You still wear the same simple clothes. You'd still drive maybe a better version of the car that you used to, but it's still the same favorite car. You drive yourself, right? You don't need to steal to live or maintain a luxury life after leadership, right? So that's just the way it is. I mean, I share these things because many of you, I'm sure, never heard that maybe I even have a political appointment. I'm sure some of you are shocked because I don't live it. Leadership is simple, right? You have to live as simple as possible, relatable as possible, right? Because pain has taught you that life can be very high on this time and the next minute you're down and there's nothing you can do about it, right? So yeah, leaders fail because they forget where they're coming from, and they forget easily because of the system that is built around leaders. And let me say from experience, certain leaders allow it, certain leaders fight with it, right? The structures around them. Because I mean, I can insist that I have only one driver. Why can't I drive myself? Former governor of Lagos, what's his name though? The one that became minister, drove himself even as governor, right? Okay, so I see this question from David. When pain breaks us, do we lose leadership, or is it in the breaking that true leadership begins? It is not in the breaking, because there are two outcomes. And I've taught myself this, right? Every time I experience pain, whatever dimension of pain, I always tell myself I'm very conscious about the decisions I'm making. Sometimes life happens to you and you are promising yourself that you will never talk to this person again. I will never relate with this person again. I'll never go there again in my life. But see, when life begins to happen and it's painful for you, always tilt to the positive and not the negative. There are two sides. There are two sides. Even in your relationship, some of you make up your mind that I will never date. In fact, I don't want any man. All men are goats. All men are pigs. All men are this. And for women, you're cursing them. You're planning to attack and start raping women, right? You are tilting every time pain happens to you. There are two directions. There are two sides to it. The positive side and the negative side. And only then will you become a true leader, right? If you tilt to the positive, right, that you can be a good leader. If you tilt to the negative, I'll give you several leaders. There are several leaders that go into power and they want to steal. They want to steal because when they were campaigning sometime, maybe about 10 years ago, and they wanted to go for House of Rep, they spent money and then the party, they brought maybe 20 million. The party collected all their money, squandered it. They didn't give them tickets to go. Now, by providence arrangement, maybe 5, 10 years later, they now become governor. And because when they were going through that pain, they are tilted to the negative. They probably wanted to serve genuinely before, but now their they don't chop their eye. And they have said, if I get power, I go chop my money back or times 20, right? And so life happens, universe happens. When you wish for something, it happens, and it comes and they become governor. They will steal billions, steal for their generation unborn. Because when pain happened to them, they tilted to the negative. So what if we always choose the positive every time life happens to us, and we take positive lessons? I know they took all my money, but I will continue to serve the people. I know this man broke my heart, but I believe that there are good men out there. I know I will marry a good man. I know they stole my phone in this market, but I believe that there are good people still in this market. I will always find my way and be extra careful whenever I come to this market. They stole my car, right? I will be careful next time not to start swearing. And I know that it is a very, you, if you follow that process, you find out that it takes more courage, it takes more energy from you to stay positive when life happens to you. So yeah, I've responded to that question. How can a leader make a lasting impact without looking at criticism and painful words from society? Thank you for asking this question. Painful words, when they come, stop fighting it. I'm sharing this. This is a personal experience for me. I mean, I don't know if there's a book or a psychological book that talks about this phenomenon, but every time you hear something awful about yourself, let it sink in. Cry if you want to cry. Break down if you want to break down. It's okay to roll on the floor and dirty yourself, right? In your privacy. Somebody curses you, somebody says something you're not, somebody does something to you and it hurts you, or you hear things, let it eat you, right? Don't build a defense. Don't be defensive. When it is done, now look through what they said. They said I'm a cheat. Okay, am I a cheat? How did I give them that impression? Was there something I did? How can I leave a better impression next time? And all of that. And then you are more careful, you're wiser, you are stronger, right? You build wisdom because you let it sink in. But then they call you something, they say something negative, you bounce it off. They say something negative, you bounce it off, right? You will never get better that way. You will never get better. So every leader that wants to make a lasting impact will listen to the good and the bad. The error of leadership is to train a set of people to block their ears to negative things. That's why sycophants are built around so many leaders in the world today, because they are only looking for the good things, things that make them happy, things that make them better, things that make them look appear that they're working, things that, negative feedback also has its own importance. It might not be true most times, but it does something to you. And then you're wiser and better. Because eventually, I know you can't please everybody, but trust me, if you pay attention to what people are saying, eventually it would only be the devils that would be against you. And you can have many people. See Barack Obama, what happened? Always listening. Won the heart of the common man. It's only the people who were looking at policy loopholes that now brought that, amplified that gap, and used it against him. And that's why people like President Donald Trump are now leading that nation with so much, with so much, with so much pure hatred for the gaps that people like Barack Obama had allowed to grow because they listened, right? So, and let's just ask the question now. I know that you're not Americans, but if they put Barack Obama in front of you and put a Donald Trump in front of you, who would you choose? There you go. So, I've answered that question. Only Leo Isaac. Thank you for that question. Is there any question I missed out? Did I miss out any question? Please kindly check.
No, sir. You didn't.
All right. Thank you
Do we
very
still
much.
have questions?
No, please go ahead. If there are any other questions, I'm open to taking them.
No, no, sir. We don't have more questions.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. That was powerful. That was powerful. I knew once we get on stage, our minds are going to be blown up. Thank you so much, sir, for taking your time to bless us from your experience, from your knowledge. Oh, a question dropped now. Sir, should we proceed with the questions? We don't want to take
Yes,
much of
please
the
go
time.
ahead.
Okay.
Please go ahead. Don't worry. Let me make up for yesterday. Okay, so I see the question. As a leader, how can one overcome and get over painful experiences of leading for years without appreciation and reward from a superior? This is very important because I see if it compounds, then you become a very ardent leader. And we have had presidents in this nation that we all knew that he didn't care. He will do what he wants to do. We've had presidents in this nation like that, and I mean, I'm sure that this and maybe a few more factors are responsible for how sordid leaders just suddenly become. Right, and this is my diagnosis of the matter, right? Leaders usually do not have groups where they are able to confide in each other on some troubling matters, right? And if leaders at that level are able to have like a group, I know of a think tank that Ekiti State have had in times before, but it's think tank for economic policies and not think tank for emotional things, right? And we are all human beings. Don't think that the governor doesn't hear when he hears that he's a stupid man, a very useless man. They have not done anything. Don't think that he will not feel bad. Don't assume that when you see a leader and you throw very FT insults at them, especially online, and they see it. Some leaders are very active online. Some people, there's hardly any leader that doesn't have a platform that they go check for opinions, right? I know governor, I mean, one time governor of the state was very active on Twitter, right? He read all his DMs, he read all the tweets, he read every mention, and he was very active on Facebook. The current governor is very active on WhatsApp groups, right? In case you don't know, he's very active on WhatsApp groups. There are groups where he even comments, right? I'm even shocked sometimes when I read his comments, right? He's very active on WhatsApp. So you might abuse him on X, you might not see it on Facebook, but you will see it on WhatsApp on the group. And these people have emotions too. So leaders should community is we need to learn the sense of community where you are safe. One, I spoke about that safety, very important, and then you freely share because if you don't share and it keeps growing, you become a terrible leader because most times it's easy to tilt to the negative. Remember what I said. When life happens to you and pain is refining you, our first option is to tilt to the negative, right? It takes deliberacy, it takes some extra level of intelligence, emotional balance to be able to stick to the positive. Because why should I, when a man breaks my heart, still be thinking that there are good men out there, right? Especially when you come from a broken home or a battered home where your dad is constantly oppressing, you would think the world is wired like that, right? And I usually tell people like that, have you traveled out? Have you met all the men in the world, right? Are you saying that all men are like that? What proportion of men have you met that has given you that statistics? So leaders need to get themselves into communities of leaders like themselves or trusted subordinates or followers that they can be vulnerable to, right? The church currently operates that system, and that's why it's tough for the leadership of the church to be broken. They have that system. Submit ye unto one another, confess unto one another, right? And then I don't let me not go deeper into certain things, but the church, yeah, the religious setting has that. But for leadership, mainstream leadership, we don't have that luxury. And we need to begin to look into it. Therapy is important, right? Speaking is therapeutic, right? Even in cases of abuse, either sexual or otherwise, one of the strongest ways to heal is to talk, share. When you bottle it up, it begins to decay, and then the toxins begin to spread into your soul, and then you become a very negative person, right? So it's important. It's even easier to stay or tilt to the positive side when you share. And for leaders, advise one thing very importantly for young leaders that are growing. Your own front has to be very solid. Because if that front is broken, your edge is broken, and trust me, anything can enter you. You know, you can be activated by someone who probably just didn't see you and walked past, and he say, "Can't you recognize I'm your leader?" Get angry like that because your the home front is already destabilized. So I just thought to put that in a frame. Family is important. Your immediate family, for men, for women, your wife, your husband, the partner you're marrying is very, very important. If that is not fixed, it will be tough for you to lead. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We really get a lot of value, turning our pain to experience, turning our pain to a platform that helps other people. And I learned greatly. I learned that I cannot lead if I haven't experienced what the people I want to lead are experienced. So it takes empathy to be a great leader. I learned a lot. I also learned that there is a process to leadership. A lot of youth these days just want to become leaders. They think it's about the title. Nobody's ready to sacrifice. Nobody wants to get embarrassed in the process because they think it should happen on a platter. Thank you so much, sir. It's been a wonderful session. We really appreciate your time, and we're sorry for taking a bit of your time. Permit me to
Ah, no,
also
no, no, no. No, no need to apologize at all. No need to
you, sir.
apologize.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Permitted to also say, sir, Ayakonde is not just a youth leader, it's also a political leader, helping people to make the right political decisions. You're going to gain a lot of inspiration if you are in his channel or you follow him on social media, especially Instagram or LinkedIn. And we're going to be sharing his profile link in the group after now so that for those who want to connect with him, you can do that. If you want to join his channel, you can do that because every day he drops nuggets, drops opportunities. Thank you so much, sir. We are honored. I am honored to have you. God bless you, sir. We are so grateful. We are so grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you for having me. I have to run right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
That was such a beautiful section. That was so. I know that we could relate. Everything he was saying are things that happen to every one of us in our lives. Our experiences we've all passed through at a point in our life, and that was so good. I learned a lot. I really, really learned. And one thing I want us to hold on to this night is when there is a pain, instead of holding on to the negative part, we can move to the positive part. And the best way to do that is when we share, when we have a community. From this night, let's take it very, very, very important to have a community. Move to people, move to close to people that are very, very good, that are close to you, that you know that they have the experience, they can share with you. Yes, it was so relatable. I felt like he was talking to me directly. Seriously, I felt like he was talking to me directly. So we need to build community. Have people around that you can always share with. Don't say, I like keeping to myself. It's not going to do you any good. Please, from this night, make sure you make good use of everything he has said to us, right from your home, right from your personal life, so that we can be the great leader we want to be. We will be moving to the next agenda for this night, and I will be rounding up with us right now while I bring in the next host for the rest of the night. Please welcome on stage Rachel. Please, Rachel, you are welcome.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel Shola, and I will be your host for the rest of the evening. Um, a huge appreciation to our speaker. Like, Isn't that wonderful? Like he did massively well. I learned a lot this evening. So we are going to move to the next agenda. Okay, all right. We are going to keep the energy going because there is more ahead for you tonight. Now it is your turn. We want to hear from you. If you have any general leadership questions, maybe about confidence, influence, or taking bold action, type them in the chat right now. I can't wait to see you guys' question. Let's keep our question coming. Questions from day one. Any question you have, let's keep it coming. All right, guys. Okay. We need to keep our questions. Do we have any question from day one? Let's bring in our questions. I'm waiting for our questions. Okay. To help us tackle some of these powerful questions, please join me in welcoming the amazing Bisola Mary Owolabi. She is the visionary behind the Replicit Woman Community, a faith-led movement empowering intentional women. She also runs Dips Comestibles, a premium treat brand in Ado-Ekiti. Let's welcome Bisola.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good
Thank you,
evening.
Bisola, for joining us. Good evening.
Yeah, I'm so honored to be here. I really appreciate this privilege.
You're welcome. Okay, we have a question here from Deals Consultancy. Please, can I have access to all the teachings so that I can listen to it again?
Okay, I think that is being worked on by the convener already, and whatever information that we need to get about that, he will send it to the general group whenever it is ready.
All right, thank you, Bisola. Do you have any other questions? Guys, please. This is the time now to ask whatsoever question you want to ask from day one to day three. No questions? Okay, we have a question from David Oluwafemi. Can you really lead if people don't understand you?
Yes, of course you can lead, because I think the first thing that is required is you understanding yourself, because a lot of time your message people don't get it, but with time, when you understand yourself, you will have the best way to like express yourself to people, and they will start seeing into the picture of what you have been saying. So it is not first of all about people understanding you, it is you understanding yourself, the vision that you are carrying. In fact, sometimes you may not get the whole picture, but somehow you have a little knowledge about what you want to do. So you need to understand yourself, and this will help you to, relate the message to the people that are coming behind you. And once they can relate to your message, then they will follow. So it's first of all about you understanding yourself and the message that you want to pass across.
All right, thank you so much for that, Bisola. Do we have any other questions? Leaders, let's keep our questions coming.
Okay, while we wait on that, let me just try to expatiate the other question, the answer. Okay, should I continue?
Okay, you can proceed.
Please, what are the secrets of a successful leaders? I think the first thing to know as a leader is that leadership is first of all about service. It's not really that you just want to gather some set of people and then you want to like control them. It is first of all the art of service. You want to offer something, you want to bring about a change, you want to give them something that you feel is missing. So, because if you are thinking that you just want to get some people and you control them, no, most of the time, people don't want to be controlled. But when they see that you have something to offer, automatically they start following. And most of the time, leadership has to do with value. When you have value, people will follow your value, they will come for your value. And in fact, what you were doing is you just wanted to give value. You don't plan to be a leader to them, you just wanted to give value. But your value will attract them. And before you know it, you just say, oh, you are inspiring me, you are my mentor, I'm following you. And that's how being a leader starts coming up from. And then beyond that, you need to unlearn and relearn. You must be, willing to to transform. Things change. The way things were done in the former ways is not how it is being done now. So you should be willing to learn, try to flow along with whatever thing that is happening. Then your humility is really, really necessary, because if you are not humble enough, there's something about leadership. If care is not taken, you just see that price starts coming in, especially when success is coming in. So for you to become a successful leader, you need to learn how to tame your pride and be humble as much as possible. You need value, first of all, then your knowledge. You need to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Humility, very, 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 very important. Then another thing that is necessary to is your tenacity, your resilience, because there are times that you just want to do some things and it will not work. So if you give up easily, that is the end of the thing. So you have to be resilient, even when things are not working the way you want it to work. Your resilience will help you to like stand up again, move up again, strategize, and even when you fail 10 times, 20 times, 100 times, resilience will keep you, will be like, no, this thing can still be done. It will help you to keep doing it until you achieve success in that particular thing. So resilience is important, value, learning, which is knowledge, humility, resilience. There are a lot of things that are very, very important, but I think these 4 things are so much important.
Wow, thank you so much for your response, Bisala. That is really well. We have one more question here. From Restaurant Explorer. How can I overcome blabbing, or rather repeating some points during my speaking engagements in any event?
The thing is, first of all, it's not about the perfection. The fact that you have known that this occur often and often, it's first of all the solution. The fact that you have known. Then with this, you consistently practice. You can intentionally record yourself when speaking and see how well you are doing. If you notice that, okay, this thing is continuing, with time, practice make perfect. You don't expect everything to be beautiful from the first time. So it's not like when you start doing excellently well. What will help you become better is that you don't stop. If you think because, oh, this thing is, it will only become worse. But even when there are mistakes, you are still continuing. It is in the process of your continuity that you get better and begin to like provide solution to those problems that you feel like, oh, these things are not right. This is supposed to become better. Or you listen to people that also inspire you, people that speak the way you love, you listen to them, you can record yourself, listen to it, try it again, listen and again and again.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your response. All right, leaders, let's give a huge thank you to Bisola for sharing her wisdom with us tonight. Type Bisola in the chat. Thank you so much for your time, Bisola. Thank you very much.
All right,
Okay,
thank
that
you,
would be
ma.
all. Yeah, that will be all for this section. Leaders, remember leadership grows when you act on what you've learned. Okay, now, before we wrap up, we would love to stay connected with you. Join MindForge community using the link in the description box. I hope the link is media team, please. The link to MindForge community. All right. So that's where we will share leadership resources, updates, and details about upcoming events. You don't want to miss it at all. You don't want to miss it. And this is just the beginning. Stay active in the group, share your insights, and watch out for more life-changing sections from MindForge. Your leadership journey continues from here. All right, guys. So, as we close tonight, remember this: vision without action is just a dream, but action with vision changes the world. I'll repeat that again. Wisdom without action is just a dream, but action with vision changes the world. Thank you for being part of the Leadership Boot Camp 2025. We can't wait to see you lead with courage, purpose, and vision. Good night, leaders. Keep leading every day. Bye.